I turned 40, my memory fell off a cliff. I was telling my wife, it's just a number, it's no big deal, 40, and I found myself walking into rooms and forgetting why I was there. I've never been great with names, I was horrible with numbers, and I thought, if this is how I am at 40, what's it going to be like at 50 or 60 or 70? Or, I want to have a little bit of a brain left when I retire eventually, even if that's years later than I hope it is. So I thought, I've got to throw myself into memory improvement. I wanted to see, can an ordinary guy actually learn to remember better? So I got some books, I started exercising my mind, and it turns out I could. So the first thing I wanted to work on was names. I was horrible with it. I was always going to my wife, so patient with me, and saying, honey, what's her name again? Who is she? What's her name again? And she's, thank goodness she loves me. She'd be like, honey, that's Millicent. Millie. Her name is Millie. She's my mother. Yes. You should see her more often. So I got some bad news. A lot of you talk about making little post-it notes, right? And writing things down. Or write it down. I got it. That's great. Too many of us outsource our memories to post-it notes, to our phones, to our computers. And when we outsource our memories because we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust ourselves, right? We outsource it. And what happens then is the danger is our memory gets weaker because we're not exercising. And when our memory gets weaker, we go, oh, well, I can't trust it. So it's this downward spiral. It gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Instead of getting stronger and stronger and stronger, because exercising our memory gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Where there's bad news, there's often worse news. Yes, there's worse news. The worst news is if you don't do something about this, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. We have learned that we need to take care of ourselves physically, right? Most of us have gone, oh yeah, I need to go for a walk. I need to exercise to some extent. We need to start exercising our mind. So let's jump in and talk about how this can actually happen. An example. Well, before we do the example, the problem with us adults is that we've kind of broken our funny bone. As we get older, and I'm sure you've seen this with your kids, as we get older, we encourage them, okay, well, you're in 6th grade now, you're in 7th grade. Time to be serious. You've got to study now. You've got to pay attention, be serious, take things seriously, and we forget how to play. So this is how you remember. You want to exaggerate. You want to use color, action, size, taste, touch, or texture. So you add these things to the mix, and suddenly things become memorable. This is kind of like the lost secret. You picture a cat. So everybody do this with me. Picture a cat. Everybody got a cat? Guarantee you it's probably a boring cat. Anybody picture Garfield? Anybody picture just a little white fluffy cat? Something boring. Do this. Make it interesting. Make the cat a weird color. It rolled in paint. Make it lime green. Make it hot pink. Make it your least favorite color. How did that cat get in the paint and roll around? Picture a cat. One ear's up, one ear's down. It's a mean cat. Don't make it a tiger. It's still a cat. So we got a cat. Now we need to put it the other way. We need to picture Gato. And this is where it gets tricky. Because how are you going to picture the name Pete? How are you going to picture the name Steve? How are you going to picture the name Ron Shea? You've got to be creative. So let's do this. Break it down. Let's break it down. I can picture toe. So do this. Everybody picture your toe. Get that his old, hairy toe knuckles now. Well, okay, not all of you. I'm sorry. Some were beautiful toes. Hairy toe knuckles. Picture your toe and picture the cat smelling your toe. They know that the toe is pretty boring. So do this. Make it exaggerated. Add some size. Picture you haven't trimmed your big toenail in 3 years. I know. Gross is memorable. So picture this, you're a little embarrassed, you had to cut a hole in your nice pair of shoes to let the big toenail stick out. Now picture the cat, it's there in front of you, it's got the paint on it, it's smelling your toe, it's wiggling, and it now jumps and puts its paws on your toe because it's now got your toe. Got toe. Just got your toe. That's how we picture it. You have someone speak to you in Spanish, blah, 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 gato, and you're like, gato, it's got my toe, the cat has got my toe, I've I've got. So that's easy. This is how you do it. It's weird. It's completely different than anything you've ever learned before. It absolutely, positively works. Tomorrow, I'm going to be in San Diego attempting a world record. The first step to the world record is I had to memorize the first 10,000 digits of pi. The second step is a judge is going to read out 5-digit chunks of pi, and I need to tell the judge the 5 digits before and the 5 digits after. They're going to use it 50 times, and I need to break a time limit. This is what I use to do it. You're saying, I could never use it at work. Totally use it at work to remember things, even at home to remember things. So if you don't actually hear someone's name, or if you're thinking about, gee, I wonder if I have time to use the restroom before this break is over, or, oh, I need some more coffee, or I've got to call the office, and they say their name and you completely miss it, be honest right then. Say, I'm sorry, I realized you said your name 4 seconds ago. I didn't get it. Can you please say it again? And then from now on, the first conversation you have when somebody introduces themselves to you is have a conversation about their name. Most of you I spoke with, oh, is that Pete? Is that short for Peter? Okay, Joanne, oh, J-O-A-N-N, is there an E on the end of it? There's always something you can ask. Spelling, oh, it's a beautiful name. How, what's the heritage of that? Or how'd you come up with that name? Or why's your family named that? Or Dave, you look like a Chris. Are you sure your name's not Chris? Do you have a brother named Chris? No. Have something to talk about. Easy, hard, time-consuming, maybe not worth the effort. And really, it's not, unless you need to remember names. And if you do, and you start trying this, you pick it up. Did anybody ever start a weight training program? Or for the police officers in the room, you started shooting. Maybe you couldn't shoot well when you started. But with some instruction and some practice, maybe you still get, someone said, I still can't shoot well. With some training and some instruction and some multiple practice, you get better. The same thing with this. When I started out with this, I had these techniques, and I'm like, these don't really work. It's not working. And the more I practice it, the better I get. The first time I did one of these, I looked out at the audience and I met a lot of those people, and I'd forgotten about half of the names of people I met. How could I pull this one off? Now, it's a lot easier. So I'm going to be have trouble remembering where you put something. You put something down, your keys or something. Hey, so, here's how you do it from now on. From now on, every time you put your glasses down, your purse, your wallet, whatever it is a dangerous object. I like to picture it being flammable and lighting things on fire. I put my glasses down, I just go, oh, look, that's going to leave a mark of the glasses on the podium. Because it's dangerous, it's red hot. And I'll go, oh, where am I? Oh, yeah, the podium. You put your purse down, maybe on the back of the chair or underneath your chair. Picture it being so hot, it's going to melt through the floor. It's going to end up downstairs. Your wallet, your keys, whatever. Obviously, you should probably put them down in a place, the same place every time. That's just a quick hack on making memory easy because you don't actually have to remember it's always in the bowl or something. But if you put it down somewhere, just take a half a second. Really what that is using the first step. Does anybody remember the first step to remembering? Yeah. Getting it. That's the first key right there. First step is getting the information. If you picture it using the first key, that'll help you with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more memory thing before, just to prove that I know what I'm doing, before we get out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this into practice and do a little memory demo for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask the people in the front, actually I'll use this table a couple of tables. I'm going to ask you to give me a 2-digit number, any number between 0 and 99. And you're going to give them to me. I'm going to put them up here. I'm going to challenge you with something. Then once you've got them all, I'm going to memorize them and show you that this can work for anything, even something as abstract as numbers. So we'll start 75. Thank you. Next one, please. 93. Love the accent. All right. Next one, please.
31.
31. All right. Next one. Anybody? Somebody go over here to Samantha's table. Go ahead. Samantha, give me a number. 12. All right. Next number, please.
09.
09. Thank you. Very nice filling that in there. That was good. These are the 2 digits. Next one, B.
1.
01. Now, I have a little system why these numbers mean each thing to me, right? But you too can do this. So let me try to do this. I don't normally do this way. Usually I take like 30 seconds and actually really focus on them. But since I said them out loud, I should be able to pull this off. I'm just reviewing real quick. Okay, let me see if I can do this. So we've got Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey. 1, 3, 1, 7, 2, 4. Who's in your bedroom? Say it out loud. Marge. And what's she doing? That's 3, 4. What's she doing? She's being tickled, which is 7, 6 by Bagel, 2, 6. Then it's 2, 2, which is, what is 2, 2? Do you remember what I said 2, 2 was? Whoopi Goldberg, she's doing a backflip, that's 6, 9. On to who? Ross from Friends, that's 4, 6. Who's in your bathroom? 8, 8. And he is shooting 2, 3. What's he shooting? Ryan, 5, 4. Who's in your kitchen? Who? Excuse me, 5, 2. Excuse me, 5, 2, fine. Who's shooting, or who's spray painting the dog in your kitchen? Joey, 7, 5, 9, 3, 3, 1. Who's in your living room from Star Wars? C-3PO. What's he doing? 1, 2. He's hopping. 0, 9. What's he hopping on top of? Football. 0, 1. And who's up somewhere like in your spare office? The scary person. Jason, 2, 8. And what's he doing? 1, 4. He's doing a front flip. That's how you remember. This really can be used for anything. I say you learned today. You learned 3 steps and 3 keys. And it's a little bit tricky with the lights. So what I'm going to try is I'm going to try this a couple times. I'm going to try to nail it the first time. I might actually have to move around my leg. The base. The base is the first step, getting the information. If I don't focus on this, I'm going flying, which is fun for you to watch and bad for me. It's a rolly thing. Second, the second step, save the information. Saving the information, there's 3 keys. The first key is picturing it. I'm going to balance the plate in my mouth. This is right for my eyes where I picture something. The second step, or the second key, is yellow, connect. Pretend these are connected. I'm actually a horrible juggler, but since they're tied together, they're connected, it's very easy for me to do. The last key was what color? And what was the icon? Book. It stood for reviewing, going over and over and over again. Review those crazy images. And the last step was recall. If you do the first 2 steps really well, recall really happens almost by magic. So here's what you want to do. You want to, first of all, get ready to take a mental picture of me doing this. Because it's fun and it's goofy. And it's good to remember it. Because if you can remember this, you get back to your office or you get back to your home, you can tell somebody everything you learned about this particular how to remember stuff by just remembering what it looked like you used it. Okay, you ready? I get at least 2 tries, and I might have to move down to the floor. Lights. Paul, what do you say? I started that. I don't have much. It's okay. I need some to land on and make me know where to go. Oh, and I can only do this for like 2 or 3 seconds because it's literally the hardest thing, and it's harder than remembering the numbers. So if you take your mental picture quickly, that'd be great, and then you can start.